right, we're back. Episode number 163. Today we're just going to come in here, kick it, bullshit, have some fun, talk about some of these topics that we got here today. Not nothing too crazy, not nothing too serious, but we're going to get through all of them today. So make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed already. SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes for the full versions of the podcast. So tonight, let's see where my phone is. Tonight, me and Bryce are doing the finale. Like I said, the last one was the finale. The one before that one was the finale. But this one, for real, no bullshit. This one is the official, the finale of the verses. We're doing the rappers that have passed. I believe we're doing all genres. I could be wrong, but this is gonna be real fun. This is gonna be a real celebration. So you can pull out the playlist. Who could do it the best? That's taking place tonight, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you set your DVRs. Make sure you get ready for that. So big news in music. We got a bunch of artists running around, fighting with their management, fighting with their teams. And we're going to discuss that here today. We're also going to just recap Auburn Preach's discussion at H3, but that'll be later on in the end of the podcast because I spoke about it the other day and I wanted to see what their rebuttal is to that because I spoke about it on my video I did about h3h3 as well. So, first things first, man, let's not waste no time. Offset, right? Offset has obviously been estranged from his cousins, Quavo and Takeoff. They have been releasing music on their own as a duo. They are locked in from what I can see with the label, and they are full steam ahead on trying to push those two as a duo and are fine with leaving Offset out of it. Now, I don't know the internal conflict. We don't know. We haven't really seen that. We haven't really heard about why or the reason why they're no longer together. But at this point, we know they're no longer together because even if you look at DJ Khaled's new album, it don't say The Migos. It says whatever song DJ Khaled got with Quavo and Takeoff. So to me, it must mean that just like the Breakfast Club, the Migos as we know it is over with. That's Offset taking his talents and trying to go solo. So let's just go through this. So he posted, there was a lawsuit TMZ posted that Offset is suing QC, his label, the mega label QC, for whatever reasons, trying to get out your contract, trying to, get your life back, whatever. So P responded. He said the last lawsuit was filed publicly and dismissed quietly. Let's see how this one goes. Been too real for all this lame shit. Everyone know the real problem. So if you don't remember, back in the day, the Migos as a whole, like Quavo, I believe, and Takeoff and Offset were all suing QC for something, but I guess they got wiped under the rug. It got all better, got all patched up. You see them back out hanging out together, and that's how it goes. So Offset responded to this. He quote tweeted. He said, "Niggas act like I'm the problem. I paid millions to get my rights back. Nigga, you blackballed me. I ain't said shit one time, homie. I ain't speak on you in 2 years. Now I drop and you want your name on my credit." So, I mean, I can't really dispute this. I don't know if they really talked in 2 years. I haven't seen them out publicly together in 2 years. I haven't even seen, I don't know, when did Culture 3 come out? Culture 3 had to come out recently, right? Culture 3 came out during like pandemic time. So I'd assume that they had some communication within the last 2 years. But whatever, that's his statement, that's his sentiment. He was out of the contract, right? So Cardi B even responded to it. Cardi B said, Offset bought himself out of his QC deal after they didn't want to renegotiate his contract. I'm tired of people trying to make Offset look like the bad guy. Enough is enough. And I guess if you look at social media, when you see two guys, like when you see a group separate, and you see two guys in the group still together, your first mind is, hey, that guy, the other guy, the guy who's the odd man out, he must be doing something wrong for him to be the reason that he's off by himself. Does he think he's the Beyonce of the group? Is his britches get too big? What happened? Why is he no longer a part of this legendary group? And I think, honestly, for all three of them, I'm just going to say this for me, I have been wrong a lot about my Migos critiques. At one point, I said Quavo solo, when it was really hot in the beginning, was going to be bigger than Future. That one kind of crashed and burned. I say he's going to be bigger than Future by himself. That one kind of crashed and burned on me. But it would be, in my opinion, the Migos' best interest to go at music business as a trio. Now, it ain't been as hot, as it once was before. They haven't had the major smash hits like they, maybe once did. So maybe there's some creative differences. Maybe Offset's like, hey, I think we should try to go this way with the group. And Quavo, I feel like it's really, if I was going to put a fake detail scenario on my thought process of the Migos in the dynamic of that relationship, I feel like it's Quavo has his opinion, right? He probably thinks he's the Beyonce of the group. Offset, due to solo success, name recognition, notoriety, being tied to Cardi B, being Cardi B's husband, feels like he's the Beyonce in the group. And Takeoff is essentially just the stepchild in the middle. And I feel like because Quavo is his actual uncle, and no, they're all related, but that's his uncle. That's his mama's brother. Takeoff kind of, slides over there with Quavo most of the time. So I feel like there's probably creative differences going on with it because I can't see it being a money thing because I feel like they all show these wealthy, lavish lifestyles. So I'd assume that the money that they're getting is all good and all dandy. But my point being is, I think they make a miscalculation by thinking that they can go off and be solo on their own. Even them two being a duo by themselves. Even though that Hotel Lobby song, I really like that song. I think it's a really good song. I was like, the optics for them is better as a trio. And maybe Offset had a good little, solo run because out of every solo project for the Migos that came out, I would think that overwhelmingly people regarded Offset's Father of Four as the best out of those three projects that came out. Now, Takeoff shit was good, but we're talking about critically acclaimed. We're talking about hits, or at least having some type of recognition. Father of Four would have been the biggest one out of all three of those. So maybe that got to his head. Maybe he sees the benefits that Cardi B gets by being a solo artist. Like he looks at Cardi like, damn, she not in a group. She not in this. She gets all the recognition. She gets all the money. She gets all the hype. She gets the budget. It's like when you're with a trio, you look at solo people like, damn, they might be living a good life over there. I want to do that. And she probably telling them maybe in his ear, damn, baby, you be doing all this work. You the one who brought Bad and Bougie to him. You the one who brought Needed with Youngboy to him. Maybe that's what's going on the side as well. We don't know, but I'm saying maybe. Maybe that's what's going on. But my point is, I think it's best for them. Well, it don't even got to be on QC. Like their brand is linked to QC. Obviously, that's a great brand. That's a great label. They all look good together. But if it don't work out there, I feel like the best thing for them isn't to, you know what, Offset, you ain't fuck with the label. We fuck with QC, you not. So we're gonna pick QC over you. And like I said, I'm not saying this is how the fucking thing's going. I'm making up details as I go. But that's how it looks. We're gonna pick QC over you. It behooves the Migos to move as a unit, not to move and break up. Because I feel like, let's be honest, like Offset dropped a song. It wasn't a bad record. The 1, 2, 3, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It wasn't a bad record. He's dropping another record this week. I think with Moneybagg Yo, I could be wrong, but he's dropping another record with somebody. I just think they're better. They're better as a group. They're more well known as a group. They're probably more liked as a group. They're better marketed as a group. For them three, the best thing for them to do is to get into a group, whether it's with QC or not. That's what I see for them. It's always like kind of, I won't say tragic. That's a little extreme, but it's always kind of like, damn, when you see like great situations and great things come to an end so publicly, right? And you would like it to be kind of cordial, kind of, we're just gonna go our separate ways. Maybe if there was harsh words said, they're all said behind the scenes, but optically it looks good. But optically, this one doesn't look that great. So, like I said earlier before we started, I said artists and managers are going at it on social media. So that leads me to some home-based type shit, right? Some Houston label artist beef. And I can say, in my humble opinion, this back and forth between these two people, the 1501 label and Meg Thee Stallion, is just as annoying and just as far as getting a resolution as Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Like Meg Thee Stallion has these two sagas going on in her life at the same time. And they just keep spinning. They keep going, but it never feels like a resolution is coming, but they're always in the news. So what I saw, that's Benny the Butcher. We'll talk about that later. So the first thing I saw was this, right? So Jay Prince, obviously, Houston legend. He posted a picture with Carl Crawford, former MLB player and now CEO of 1501 Records. He posted a picture of them together, and he had a caption, right? And this is what it was titled. So he says, "For years, we have stood by quietly as MTS, which would be Meg Thee Stallion, and her management at Roc Nation has lied about Carl Crawford and his 1501 label. The truth is that Carl discovered, developed, and fully financed Meg Thee Stallion early in her career, which led to a life-changing distribution agreement for her with 300 Entertainment. From 1501's earliest agreement with Megan, the fuck? Let me get that chord off there. That shit started singing. Hold on, that's auto-tune. Anyways, from 1501's earliest agreement with Meg, long before Meg Thee Stallion was a household name, 1501 generously agreed to give Megan 40% of its profits, which is substantially more than the customary record royalty that a new artist receives from a record label. Now, I don't know record label deals. I don't know how that shit goes. I don't know if that is a great deal or it's not a great deal, but if you are relatively a nobody and you are being financed, that does sound like a good deal, because let's just throw this number out there because it's easy to do math with. If you make $1 million profit, we take 600,000 and you take 400,000. Obviously, break it down after taxes will be different, but that will just go initial numbers like that. So, which is substantially more than the customary record royalty that a new artist receives. Any attempt by Meg Thee Stallion or Roc Nation to portray a contract that provides a new unknown artist with 40% of the label's profits as unconscionable or unfair is blatantly false and contrary to the customs or norms in the music industry. In fact, we've seen several Roc Nation contracts, and Roc Nation pays its new artists a customary royalty that is significantly less than the 40% of profits that 1501 agreed to pay Megan. Accordingly, any statements alleging 1501's contract with MTS is unconscionable, are blatantly false, and contrary to the facts or custom in the music industry, and are made with specific intent to mislead and interfere with 1501's contractual rights. In addition, Meg Thee Stallion has consistently and intentionally breached her 1501 contract with impunity for years in ways that are too numerous to list here. From entering into agreements inconsistent with her contract, falsely claiming publishing shares that belong to 1501, failing to notify, account, or pay ancillary revenue, releasing albums of outtakes and previously released material, and falsely claiming that she is out of her contract. And now falsely alleged that 1501 leaked her album when the album was always intended by Megan to be released on 8/19, and where the leak actually hurt 1501 as much, if not more, than Meg, rendering her claim to be specious and nonsensical. So this is my thing with 1501 to make sense. Like it's obviously a hostile work environment, right? She don't want to work with them. I'm sure they want to work with her, because why wouldn't you want to work with the horse, no pun intended, that is essentially winning the race as far as money, as far as viewers, as far as just all those type of deals, right? Why would you not want to latch onto that horse and continue to ride that horse to the end of time? But this point is like, it's kind of bad publicity on all sides. Whether she's lying or not, there's people that are going to believe her, there's people that believe them. It's like, it's like a constant media race. Just whatever she has, right? Whatever her Roc Nation has. The same thing with Offset. Offset says he pays himself out his deal. However much y'all think she got to owe y'all to pay out the deal, just get her pay out the deal and let her go, right? Just let her go. Because obviously y'all don't want to work with each other, right? But it just seems to be a media circus every time these two people's names are mentioned, right? Because I try to put myself in Carl Crawford's shoes, right? If I'm a former MLB player who's now multi-millionaire, started a record label, and essentially, maybe not his first artist, but his first known artist to the world skyrockets into fame, and then from his perspective, she runs off with the competition, I would feel a way about that. Because Roc Nation, Jay-Z, they were in Houston listening to your ciphers, promoting your music, paying for whatever they say they paid for. They wasn't doing all that. And now you just made it and flipped to them without me feeling like I'm getting my money or just due. Like I said, it's dragging on, right? So Meg Thee Stallion had a storm of tweets about this. And let's just read some of them right here. So she said, they keep signing people and everyone got the same story. Go find all the girls and the guys that started over there with me and some of the girls after me. Ask anybody in Houston how that man is fake. He's fake, and he's talked so much shit about Jay Prince. Now that's your bestie. Okay. So, like for this man to keep getting on the internet with his backup to talk like he made me is ridiculous. Was you writing my songs? ? Were you with me in my dorm room recording me rapping? What about all that rapping outside my mama's car? Think ciphers. I ain't even know you. So this point, right? This point that she's making, I don't necessarily think that's we're talking about labels, right? Is a valid and credible point, right? For the talent aspect, that is true. You probably wasn't with her in the recording studios early on. You wasn't doing the ciphers. You wasn't doing this. You wasn't doing that. But let's be honest. I could do this podcast to what I've done to right now, right? I've done 160 episodes. I get 7,000 subscribers. I'm not saying I'm doing all right. I do right off the internet, so like I'm doing all right? But that would be like me saying, like, if I signed to, let's say, Spotify, right? Let's say Spotify is like 1501, which is like a guy who runs it, not some like not a big fucking Spotify conglomerate, just like a label essentially. And they take me for what I am. They put some money into me and they blow me up. I can't then say they didn't do anything, right? I can't bring, well, when I was at my crib and I had my own mic and I paid for this and I did that, like, you gotta still acknowledge that they did something for you. Now, maybe not everything for you, but you gotta acknowledge they even kind of got your feet in your music to the right ears, to the right people. Because Carl Crawford is an MLB player, multi-millionaire. He knows people in the industry. So to get with him, to link up with him, to get your music in certain places, to pay for certain marketing, that does help you, right? So, anyways, when my mama died, I knew a bunch of hood niggas who just started a label for the first time were not going to be able to manage me properly. So I got with Rock. By this time, I was a bigger artist and I asked to renegotiate, not leave. What was wrong with that? That man agreed. Now, if that is true, if it's you know what, I don't want to leave. I'm cool with staying here with y'all. I just want to renegotiate the terms. I mean, that's something that happens in deals all the time. Because some people, like the analogy I made of, if I have my 7,000 subscribers and I have my, each podcast get 100 views and I kind of blow up on Spotify, like I start going from this type of deal, like they give me $100,000 a year for what I have right now, right? They give me a little bit of marketing, but I blow up to like 2 million viewers. Like, we might need to renegotiate this contract. This contract might need to look a little bit different and behoove me a little bit more. Now, I know you put marketing behind me. I know you do all those things, but I'm really here constantly putting in the work and constantly putting up the stats and putting up the numbers. So that 100,000 y'all was giving me off the initial contract, let's just renegotiate that real quick. Let's just do it. So I understand it. But their argument would be, you're already getting 40%. So if we renegotiate 40%, what are you going to get? The majority of the money? What are you going to get, right? And at the end of the day, these situations will make the Stallion, these situations will offset, these situations, these people, we never truly know until somebody just fucking says leak the contract. Like, let us just see the fucking contract. If everybody got the information, I know it's illegal, but like, let's just see it. Then all cards are on the table, and then we can really decipher and see who's lying and who's telling the truth. So, what she said? Did I read the bottom part? Yeah, okay. So, when my mama died, that's what the red I just read. So, I'm so over these grown ass men trying to take credit away from my work. From the work me and my mama put into the beginning of my career. Me and my mom developed my career. I was already known for freestyle, and I was already working on Tina Snow before I got to 51. I think that's where she's really naive in saying that. Like, I think that, like, I don't think that really matters. That's like me saying, like, I built this different daily thing. It's like I cultivated this different daily thing on my own right here with the viewers I got. Sloop Flying Low, Trailer Photographer, Ogono Obina, Charles Edward Cheese, Vicky. Like, I had these people here, but then, like, Spotify kind of blew me up a little bit more and gave me a wider audience. Yeah, the audience may have like never heard about me, but they stayed for me. But I can't still discredit and deny what they did. Like, she keeps on holding on to her early career. Like, most artists don't get made in their early career. They don't just get plopped out of the sky and like, hey, can you rap? Like, let's just make something out of you. You had to have showed a label some type of talent in the beginning for them to sign you. If that's the case, any artist could say like, hey, you never developed me in the beginning of my career. You never did this. You never did that. Until you signed me and then gave me millions of dollars and blew me up. That narrative to me just doesn't really make any sense. Now, but if she's saying it's true, like she came back to renegotiate and they got greedy on her, that makes sense. That makes sense. Nigga, you got greedy. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. We see my shit's blowing up. I still want to work with you in your label because y'all were the first ones to give me the shine. I'm the 1501 queen. I was that thing. But now, it is what it is. So what else she said? I only respond when people say my name. So all them weirdo comments about I'm looking for sympathy and attention is dead. Talk to me and I'm going to talk back when I feel like it. I don't need validation from the internet, but I'm not weak either. Beat me in court, not the comment section. I mean, and I'm never telling nobody when the fuck they can respond. You can respond to anything you want to respond to. But I think for her, she just doesn't say nothing. It's like, because to be honest, like, there's no disrespect to Jay Prince, but like, Jay Prince putting that out there, if Meg didn't respond, the only reason it got so big and it got so much attention is because she responded to it. If he would have just said that, right? Because it's the same song and dance. We keep hearing the same fucking thing over and over and over again. Do y'all realize it only blows up? It gets talked about by everybody when the big artist chimes in and talks about it, right? So I think, these labels and these artists, they got a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of history in the music industry from labels and artists and back and forth and what's good, what's bad. And that for her, it's just like that. That's the deal that she's looking at, right? So what else I want to get into real quick before I get up out of here, man? Like I said, this is a short stream. This is not a full. This is a full podcast. I'm on here to spit my shit, I feel like. But tonight, 9:30, me and Bryce, the final finale. We're doing all the legends. It's a big celebration. All the people that have passed away in the music business. I believe 2 to 3 songs each versus Be Here Tonight. It has been a while since we did one. So circle back here tonight as well. But anyways, I want to talk about I want to talk about this. I don't know if any of y'all watch this stuff, know about this stuff, but this is something that I am very interested in. These things that I like to watch and I like to have conversations about. So yesterday, if you watch my videos and clips that I clip up, I made a video about h3h3 in regards to the way he framed the Andrew Tate banning, the way he made it seem like Andrew Tate is the same thing as ISIS, how anybody who defended him, not even necessarily defended his views, but defended his right to speak on certain platforms as idiots, dummies, and whatever. I spoke about that. So he said something about Ivan Preach, said they're idiots. So I want to just get into this whole liberal racism conversation because they're having this conversation on their video. I was thinking about this earlier. Hey, it's my damn armpit. But I feel like a lot of white people, I don't say a lot of white people, not a lot of white people. The liberal, like the super political liberal white person, right? And I know Malcolm X spoke about this plenty of times in speeches and interviews, and you can look it up and see his feelings on liberal white people and whatever. You do that. But just like the conservative, they do have their racist, stereotypical notions of black people. They just do. They don't think that black people can defend themselves. They don't think that black people can do things for themselves. And sometimes they're not even coming out and saying it consciously. They're just coming out with these views subconsciously because it feels like, you know, the right thing for them to do and the right thing for them to say. Right? So that's what Ethan Klein is essentially doing in this video right here. So let's just take a look at their reaction in the commentary.
The type of free speech that's actually enshrined by law.
Well, I'd like to know what Ab Preach think if the KKK had a YouTube channel.
One of them was just.
This guy really thinks it's a gotcha. Oh wait. These guys are black. Let's rebut them. The Ku Klux Klan. You want to know the truth? And this is something that black people echo. You know what black people are really tired of? We're tired of innuendo when it comes to racism. We're tired of like the subversive stuff. You know, the stuff where people act condescending to you and act like you as a minority can't think for yourself. So let me, the enlightened liberal, tell you what you should think.
In a word that you're going to understand. Yeah. Let me put the KKK because you don't understand the other stuff.
Yeah, you don't understand the concept. So let me use something that you, a black person, would be able to understand, right? You know, that's what we're tired of. We're tired of, listen, I grew up in a different time where black folks.
That is the thing. It's like he always does switch it to, or people do always try to switch like some, what they would consider like a dumbed down version that a black person would understand. We're talking about online commentary creators, right? Like I said, they might not overtly be meaning to like kind of in a way demean your intelligence, but subconsciously that is how they think about black people in their mind. That's how they subconsciously think. So it just comes out that way. Well, okay, you can't understand the men thing. Y'all don't understand that. So, what about the KKK? If the KKK was on, you're black, right? The KKK, it's like, bro, but even still, the comparison of this nigga to the KKK is so out of this fucking world that why would you even bring that up? But you just bring it up because these guys are black and you think that, well, yeah, I would hate the KKK, right? We all fucking hate the KKK, right?
So white folks used to fight each other all the time and they used to just say what they thought, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, I preferred that time. You wanna know why I preferred it?
Because it was straight up in your
Not
face.
because racism was worse than, because let me tell you, it wasn't. But you knew what the other person was thinking.
It was straight up.
Ass.
Okay?
I don't like you.
We'll need ass.
Oh.
Create a powerful
Let's go.
WordPress
Boom.
website with Bluehost Website
Boom,
Builder.
boom,
Get
boom,
smart
boom,
AIs.
boom. All right.
Okay. I nowadays deal with a lot of this like patronizing, very just like subtle kind that I can't call out directly, right? Because there's no proof. And so if I say it, everybody gaslights me. Like, no, it's not there, right? I told you that story, right? Where I did a comedy show and the woman kept heckling the show, but the way she was doing it, my spidey senses was tingling. I'm like, this girl's moving a little weird. And I think I know why, but I'm not gonna say nothing. And the comedians were all watching the back end, right? Mind you, I have a good set. I leave, I'm back there, okay? She comes out, she starts dropping N-bombs in front of me and all the other comedians. I get excited. You wanna know why I get excited?
Yeah, because you could.
Right?
That's you, bitch.
Yeah. That's you.
Thank you.
And everybody-
Because I was thinking it was that. I got the evidence now.
If you a fucked up person, I want to be able to see it. So I could call it out. So I could go, this is why I disagree. This is why you fucked up. It's much more difficult nowadays to do that because everyone's trying to toe the line, right? And the more you guys put up these barriers, what ends up happening is not that you silence this kind of rhetoric. It's not like you guys are making things better. That's not what's happening. You know what's happening instead? People are becoming much more smarter with the way that they do it, right? They start to use coded language to describe people they dislike. All of a sudden, they're thugs, right? They're this, they're that. They'll find different words to make sure you know what we're talking about, but I didn't say it explicitly, so I'm good. Me personally, I prefer it out in the open. Oh, that's how you move? Be good.
I do prefer that more. I like to know the people that are racist. I don't want to know the people who are just subconsciously racist. And even when you say somebody's subconsciously racist, it's not to say that Ethan Klein is like he vehemently hates black people and wants them to do bad and thinks they're less things. Just they got them subconscious, stereotypes of black people in the way that they think and the way they do things in the back of their head. But I would prefer people like they say with Donald Trump, right? Like Donald Trump is evil, Donald Trump is bad. He hates black people. I don't even necessarily know if he's like a supreme overtly racist person like people try to make it out to be. But I would like the people who support him, who do have racist views, just come out the closet. Like, come out, be free. We want to know, like, okay, there's a racist over there. We know, at least when you know what somebody is, you know what you're dealing with. You don't want to deal with a snake. You want to deal with a motherfucker that's, I don't know, like, they are an enemy. You know that. But, continue.
Because guess what? There's a white supremacist on YouTube right now, and they get to float through this space without any issues. Wanna know why? Because they just knew what words to navigate so they don't get any issues. Me personally, let it all out. Let's see everybody's dirty laundry. Let everybody say what the fuck they thinking so we know what it is and we know what to avoid. People like Andrew Tate a woman finds out, oh, this guy likes Andrew Tate, this guy I'm trying to date. I'm gonna stay away from him because I know what Andrew Tate says. Now you can avoid it. You can't avoid it anymore. Because guess what? Now the same guy who's watching Andrew Tate is gonna watch somebody who's a little bit more coded with their shit, but holds the exact same fucking views. You didn't make the world a better place. You didn't think things safer for everybody. You just made it easier for problematic people to navigate the space. That's it. That's all you did.
You're giving out the codes. Basically, that's what you're doing.
That's it.
You're giving out the. You're
gave
the
the game
fucking
away.
Waze. You're the Waze application for them.
Yep.
Okay, we can't do that. We're gonna do that instead.
CoffeeZilla, who
Oh look,
So
Coffeezilla had the
this
pretty much exact same
is
take-
another
take
point,
as
right?
CoffeeZilla said, I dislike Tate, but kids are going to grow up thinking their only weapon against stupid ideas is deplatforming.
Bro,
So they
Coffeezilla
make
had the
good
exact same
points
take
in
as
this video.
Or what he thinks is the exact same take. He went, well, this one doesn't sound so bad. Well,
That's that subconscious, like, I don't know if I don't think either guys are like literally racist, but like that's that subconscious shit people do be doing. Like a black person, a white person could say the exact same thing, right? And some people be like, you know what, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about. But a white guy can say the same exact thing essentially, and you might be like, let me think about that one. Maybe you're right. That's that subconscious type of racism thought process. But let's think what he did for this guy, right? CoffeeZilla said this, right?
What? Talk about knock, man.
hey, you know what? I'm starting to see what Jadeon was saying about this liberal racist. I started
And nobody,
think about this thing. Bro, it's the same fucking thing you thought that we said in the person behind us. Why are you pondering all of a
and
sudden?
nobody saying shit.
Oh, all of a sudden.
And nobody, and
Like it right now.
fucking crickets.
Okay.
Fucking crickets on the team.
Okay.
What happened to the rest of y'all?
All right.
Y'all, what? Talk about knock, man.
Hey, you know what? I'm starting to see what Jadeon was saying about this liberal racist. I'm starting to see it.
Play this shit.
It just doesn't happen that often, the deplatforming.
Huh?
You,
What the fuck are you
Where's the
talking
GD
about?
on? I want to see
Deplatforming
the
happens
GD
all
on one.
the time. Cancel culture is not this fake thing.
Okay, here we go.
Is that not possible?
Whittian, that's no surprise. I mean, censorship in 4K. Andrew Tate has been banned, yada, yada, yada. I don't agree with him, but banning people because they say stuff you don't like is just straight soft. You mean like the KKK?
They're gonna put it out still. Y'all can watch that video if you want to say full video. But like, that's what I said. Subconscious, like a black guy. Oh, well, go about the KKK. Like, bro, we didn't fucking talk about the KKK. And most people, like me and Bryce talked about it yesterday. Like, bro, if the KKK had a YouTube channel, and people were like swayed to join the KKK. Like, let me say something. If you hear a KKK guy speak, right, and you're swayed to go and try to join the KKK, you're kind of like swayed to go over there and support that movement. There was something already inside you that kind of wanted to go over to that side anyways, right? Like people can be persuaded to do better, be better, get fit, do this, do that, whatever. But they probably had a little bit of that mindset that they wanted to do that. They just did a little bit of a push to go in that direction. If you go and listen to a KKK guy talk, and he tells you his views about black people, this and that, and it sways you to go over there, it probably didn't take that much for you to really want to go that way anyways, in my opinion. So, like I said, when it comes to h3h3, he got the subconscious thing. They pointed out right here in 4K. It could be a coincidence. I know he'll probably say, well, I only said that about Gideon because Gideon did do the video with the KKK guy. But it is weird. It's like, hey, they say this. They're idiots. They're stupid. They don't understand shit. And then the next guy under pretty much essentially says the same thing that everybody else said. You give it a good thought because you know who CoffeeZilla is. I'm assuming he's a white guy. I could be wrong. And then when Gideon says it, pretty much Gideon says the same thing. I don't agree with everything Andrew Tate says, but banning him off things is soft as shit. The same guy up there said, I don't agree with what he said, but telling or deplatforming people you don't agree with is going to be what children believe is the way to go and deal with their problems in the future. That's what the problem is. That's what's going to happen in, just kids in society moving forward. And also it's going to in that thought process, right? And I'm just going to get into this a little bit. I'm not going to be here too long, but that is social conditioning, right? Banning people for the words they say, the views, their world views, banning them for those things like that is only a way to control the thought process of people in the future, because it'll let people know, hey, if you even have an inkling of a thought in this direction, you will be castigated from society. And most humans as people want to be accepted by what they would consider the masses. They want to be accepted by, they want to be in the quote unquote cool club. So most people won't even really go towards those type of opinions or won't even have their own thought process. They'll just accept what everybody else is saying because they want to fit into the club. They don't want to make waves. They want to just, just want to fit in. And that's normal. That's human. That's human nature. You just want to fit in. You don't want to really make waves. But that's what banning people and things like that does. That's what things like that do. That's what Ethan wants, so long as he's. That's what I say. And I always bring up h3h3. It's not necessarily to go at him directly, but he's the quintessential, like, let's cancel people. Like, he started with the Trisha girl when they started going off after every YouTuber, and he got with Hassan, and now he's hopped into politics, and now that's his new wave to do things as well. Like I said, it's all good until the barrel of the. What's the saying? The bunny rabbit's happy until the fucking gun is at the, whatever the fuck that, you know what I'm saying? The hunter's fine till the gun to the barrel, whatever. It's fine till it's on you, right? It's fine till you got to explain on your recent past behaviors or your slip up, because as content creators, right? Especially when you go live, especially when you do something where you're talking all the time, you're talking about hours and hours a week. There will be a point in time where you say something that is misconstrued, chopped up in a different way, or you really just say something fucked up. That'll happen to any and everybody. So I just don't understand content creators championing deplatforming of people. I just don't. I don't get it, because, like I said, we've seen things progress so quickly in the past 3 years of what's socially acceptable to say, what's socially acceptable to do, what's socially acceptable to critique, that whatever your worldview is today could be on the opposite spectrum of what is right in 2 years from now. You might be saying something you think is so normal right now. Think about it like this. 3 years ago, if you would have said that biological men should not compete against biological women, right? Regardless of how you identify as in your head, your body, whatever, regardless of how you identify, just by your biology, you should not do that. Would not have been controversial 3 years ago, like before COVID. That's what I'm saying. But now, it's the worst thing in the world. Before Obama was president, he wasn't even for gay marriage, but it happened so quickly, and that's where we get to. And like I said, I'm not trying to just harp on LGBTQ shit, but when I look at right, left, and what the left detracts and what the right detracts, that's typically what the right detracts to, right? So funny thing is, Ethan used to make the same kind of poking the hornet nest kind of humor, but like the reason Ethan don't do that no more is because we live in this new age, we live in this new society. He is trying to kowtow so he doesn't get canceled. No, like that's just the thing. I don't feel like you honestly like go from that to this completely new transformed person. That's not to say people can't change, but it doesn't seem organic. It seems like, holy shit, the bottom line is changing. What people are accepting to watch and listen to is changing. So I need to go with whatever I need to be on that line. Okay, we can talk shit about that person. Okay, I'm going to still do my edgy comedy where I poke fun at people, but only the people who I know are socially acceptable to talk shit about. So I'll talk shit about Republicans. I'll talk shit about this YouTuber that I know people don't like. I'll talk shit about that guy I know people don't like. But you'll see he'll never, and I haven't seen it lately, go against somebody that's like considered a like protected media darling. You won't see that happen. Even if he has an opinion against him, he won't do it. He won't do it. And like I said, for business, I get it. You don't want to get canceled. You make millions of dollars on YouTube. Why even put yourself in that predicament? But it just doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel real. Now, like I said, why would he do it? He's getting 40,000 views every time he goes live. He's rewarded for it. We could talk shit about it. We can say, damn, he's changed. Oh, damn, he's extreme. Like when he said, hey, what happened to Uvalde is tragic. Oh, what the fuck? They're doing an NRA convention. We should blow it up. Like, that's extreme. That's crazy. Just because people go to the NRA because they like guns, we should blow up this organization because of what happened in Uvalde? Like, it's just fucking insane. And if anybody on the right said, hey, we should blow up fucking Planned Parenthoods because, hey, we don't believe in abortion, y'all would call him insane. And y'all would be calling for him to be deplatformed. Y'all wouldn't be calling for him to just get you spinning like Ethan did. Y'all would say, he doesn't deserve a platform. They would make clips and clips and clips of this guy. They would send it to every advertiser. They would send it to every social media platform. That guy who ever said that would have been banned like Andrew Tate would have been banned. Right? So, I mean, that's just the way it is, man. That's just life, man. So, I want to talk about
There's
this.
a
I want to talk about this last thing, right? So this, Brittany Renner is. I feel like she wants to be like the female, like whatever. Like I said, whatever we look at is like Andrew Tate's, Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fitz, whatever. I feel like Brittany Renner wants to position herself as the female that for women. So anytime there's like a double standard taking place in society, she wants to be the one to fight back for women and combat that. And usually when she does these things, from what I've seen, and I'm not saying she's a dumb girl. I think she's, some things she says, she's well eloquent. She talks whatever nicely. But sometimes you see her talk, she falls on her fucking face, right? So this is something that happened. There's been a conversation a little bit on social media the past couple of hours. It is relating to Brittany Renner says there's nothing wrong with her being 30 and dating 18-year-old. Now, we all know when she went to the college, she said, where y'all sons at? People was going crazy. People was hyping it up. My stance on that was, it does look weird, but if I was an 18-year-old boy in college and Brittany Renner came and said, what's up? Like, shit, bitch, what's up? What are we going to do? But I just want to play this clip, but this is going to be the last thing before I get about it. So let's go.
There's a 12-year age gap is what we're talking about. So if I'm 30 years old and I'm talking to your son that's 12 years younger than me, what's the problem?
Do you understand?
Can I answer that?
Go ahead.
My problem with that would be is that you have more experience than he is, and I would want him to live his life a little bit more before dealing with someone that's seasoned. I have 2 children, 2 sons.
I have a son as well. So, I mean, I think even when I think about Jay-Z and Beyonce, whether you're talking about me or Jay-Z, what's the difference?
I wouldn't encourage my son to date someone that's 12 years.
Gotcha, bitch. She thought she had it. She's like, you always try to compare. She's like, well, okay, I don't think you as a 30-year-old woman should date my 18-year-old son. I think my 18-year-old son should live life. You're a little seasoned. Maybe you're trying to, I don't know what you're trying to, because let's be honest, most older women who date younger guys, they date younger guys more as playthings, right? More as boy toys. They're not really, and that's not to say this anecdotally has never happened in fucking society where an older woman has married a younger man, they've gone off, lived a great life, had children. That's not to say that it hasn't happened, but the stereotype and historically what it is older woman wants a guy they can kind of mold or be kind of like make their son. That's just like what it is. They want a boy toy, something younger, nice little plaything. It's never really like, this is what I want to be, a genuine fucking relationship. Let's be honest, right? So she thought she got the girl because she's like, oh, I'm about to serve her up with this. Because she already had it in her head, like, I'm 30, he's 18. So she already has the fucking comparison ready to go in case anybody combats her. But what about Jay-Z and Beyonce? It's like, did I say I fucking agree with that either? I wouldn't want my son dating a 30-year-old. Like, I wouldn't be mad if my son was fucking a 30-year-old, right? But about being in a relationship with people who are older, I always feel like there's a little bit of a dynamic of, like, manipulation that goes on with the age differences, here and there. Even Jay-Z and Beyonce. But even with that, double standards are here for a reason. There's double standards for every fucking thing. We can't try to combat every double standard that there is. There's a reason why older men, that's what I said, older men date younger women for a plethora of reasons. Back in the day, they dated younger women because life expectancy was shorter, and as younger women in the back in the day, they're more fertile. So you go with them, you get with them, and there's more beauty. Especially if you're like a rich, powerful person, you're looking for beauty, you're looking for a piece of eye candy, you're looking for somebody to mother your kids at a younger age. That's what it is. The double standard is there, and I'm not really mad at double standards because double standards for everybody. Everybody has a double standard that works for them. So I feel like she's trying to weasel herself into that, like, to be that woman for women that try to combat double standards. But most people would agree that these double standards exist. Most people agree these double standards make sense, especially historically make sense as well. Like I said, when a guy like Jay-Z gets with Beyonce, he's getting her for beauty. He's going to provide for her. He's getting her to make a lot of children with her. And when a 30-year-old woman typically goes for an 18-year-old, that's more of like an object. It's not really like, I really love this guy, I'm infatuated with him. It's more like, hey, I'm looking for an object. Or it looks like they're just desperate. Like, why are you going for this guy? And yes, I can admit that's a double fucking standard. But we live in a world full of double standards that you're not going to change. It's not going to happen. So, Kim42, P28, no one said anything. I think people did say stuff about that. I think people were talking shit about it. But I mean, I don't know. When people say no one said anything, I don't know what that means. I'm with Randy. Sorry, man. What if you even with my 18-year-old baby? That's the thing, I think most guys, they'd be like, yes, I would love my son to date a 30-year-old woman, right? But I don't even know if I want that. Because in my mind, I feel like you're doing some manipulative shit to my son. So, bitch, I don't want you dealing with my son. That's just me. That's just me. And even the Jay-Z and Beyonce shit, I get the historical dynamic of older men, younger women. They got a 12-year age difference. I don't remember when they met. She was maybe like 22, he was 34. I don't remember when they met. But I understand that historically, but I can say this: I would not want my 18-year-old daughter dating no old ass nigga. But I can only speak for me. I wouldn't want it on either side, but people think they got you these gotcha questions because I bring up Jay-Z. Like, did this woman ever say she was okay with Jay-Z? So, like, if she would have said that, then you could have did a gotcha. Gotcha, bitch. You don't care about that one? I never say I don't agree with you. I wouldn't engage. I wouldn't tell my 30-year. That's better. I wouldn't not forget my daughter, but I'm not gonna talk about my daughter. I wouldn't tell my 30-year-old son, like, hey, you dating an 18-year-old. That's great. That's cool, man. No, like, bro, come on, 18. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She just like come on. What are you doing? So, I was gonna talk about the fucking Freddie Gibbs and what's his name, Benny the Butcher shit, but let's be honest, like who really gives a fuck about that shit? Like in the grand scheme of things, like Benny Butcher and Freddie Gibbs, is that all just a publicity? That's the most dry beef in the world? It's like two niggas who can rap. Why y'all just not rapping to each other? Why y'all talking to internet to each other? Why y'all not just rapping? Like just diss each other. Like y'all are two great rappers. Just fucking diss each other. I don't want to hear y'all. Oh, you got his chain on. That's cute. His little fucking bitty ass pendant. Like that's cute. Y'all beat him up. Y'all jump. Like I don't even respect niggas sitting their crew to jump people. I don't even respect that. I respect one-on-ones. Like if Freddie Gibbs and Benny Butcher one-on-one, and Benny Butcher whooped Freddie Gibbs' ass, I respect it. I don't respect getting jumped and praising you and lauding you. Oh, great. I get it. I saw it on Academics page. Academics got beef with Freddie Gibbs. His channel, his people in his community, they don't fuck with Freddie Gibbs because they're going to clown him. But let's be honest. Do you really respect a jumping? Because if I'm talking shit about you, I don't respect you getting your friends to jump me. If I talk about shit about you, then let's just do a one-on-one and we'll see what happens. So I was going to watch the videos, but when I thought about it, that beef is like on the lowest totem pole of hip-hop related antics and news that I think most people give a fuck about. Let's be honest. Freddie Gibbs versus Benny the Butcher, that may be like the most boring beef that's happened in the past fucking like 15 years. So, anyways, tonight, see 7 people in the chat. Make sure y'all come back tonight. Me and Bryce doing the finale, the final verses tonight, 9:30. Be here or be square. We're doing it for the people that lost their lives too soon. We got X, Juice WRLD, Tupac, Biggie, Nipsey, Lil Snoop, Eazy-E. Anybody's dead. Mac Miller, Young Dolph, Pop Smoke. Anybody's dead. I think we're doing all genres too. So you might get a little R&B in there. You might get some Michael. You might get some Prince. Come out, enjoy. It's gonna be a great time. Appreciate you guys for watching, subscribe, and all that good shit. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe right now. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the red button for me. Subscribe to the channel right now. Give this video a big thumbs up before we end off the thing. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button right now, it's right there at the bottom. Click it. It's free. It does shit for the algorithm. Salute to you. I think that's all I got, man. It was fun. Quick little 43-minute show. I had to get it in for you guys. I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to give you guys consistent content. So we here, and that's all I got, man. I'm out. It's your buddy friend. See y'all tonight, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, and 8:30 Mountain West fucking time. I don't know. And if you're in Hawaii, it's fucking 3 o'clock in Hawaii if you're in Hawaii. So salute to you guys.